Eric, why you keep only sharing about condo? So when are you going to do a landed topics? This is my first video on landed properties, and I try to do a lot of research on landed properties. I put in so much effort lah. So guys, do me a favor like this video and also subscribe to my YouTube channel right now so that everyone can work towards to get their first landed property in Singapore. Let's go!
Wow, ERP $3 ah.
A lot of my followers on my Instagram wanted to know more about the landed property market. So someone caught my attention. How can an average Singaporean work towards getting a freehold landed property? This video is dedicated to this Instagram follower. We all know that buying landed property is like a big purchase. There's a few important factors. Number one, do you have enough down payment? And number two, how much income do you need to have in order to get the maximum loan for a landed property? And there are so many landed properties in Singapore. So to start off, the cheapest one, it will be the outside of central region. So this map is very helpful. Let's talk about OCR, which is the one in black color. To give you some ideas, OCR means your Bukit Panjang lah, Choa Chu Kang, Jurong West, Jurong East, Serangoon, Hougang, Bedok, Yishun. And note that although it's OCR, doesn't mean that the northeast OCR is the same as the west side OCR or is the same price as the east side OCR. Because even for OCR, I call the OOCR, which is the nearest to the city fringe one, and the OCRR is the one that is the furthest away one, which is your Yishun property. And guys, let's move out from Yishun, please. I just finished my 2 days program. One of the topic in the 2 days program is to teach people how to look at value of the property. So once you know the value of the property, you will know how to buy at a good price. There's a few factors that will affect the valuation. So number one is the size. And number two, the floor. The higher the level, higher price. Lower level doesn't mean it's lower price, because when we are touching the third factor, which is view, the lower floor may have swimming pool view, which is considered a premium view. Sometimes the lower floor with premium view can be the same price as a higher floor unit. After you have mastered the condo value, then landed property will even have more factors, and that will be an expert level already. Everything is very simple to Eric, so I will try to make things as simple for you. Example, if it's near T junction, whether it has west sun, whether is it near substation, and some of the properties with number 4, usually the value will be lower. And there are other factors like whether is it 1 story, 2 story, 2.5 story, 3 story, 3.5 story, whether this landed got basement, and how good or how bad is the condition of the landed property. To give you a simple guide how to value a landed property, let's look at the condition. Number 1, which is brand new, the super beautiful one. Number 2, which is like new, maybe about 5-10 years old. And number 3, very livable, can stay lah, with low or no renovation. Number 4, livable, you need to put in some renovation, maybe change the toilet, change the kitchen, maybe spend like 50 to 100k. And number 5, condition is very old, which means in original condition, maybe 40 years old type of property. Let me give you some example of the recent transacted properties so that you will know a feel of how much is this type of condition transacted at. The first one, let's go to District 23 Pavilion Rise. You can see that the design is the same. I call this type of design twinnies. Like they are twins, twins. They look the same. And the land size is 1,600 square feet. It is just recently transacted in May 2022. So what do you think of the condition of this landed? To me, this landed looks good, but definitely not brand new. Definitely not like new. This is very livable with low or no renovation needed. At 1,006 square feet, very livable. It was sold at 2,200 per square feet at 3.55 million. Everyone, do you think that this is cheap or this is expensive? You can't tell anything from here because you need more examples to give you an idea how much is brand new, how much is livable, how much is old, so that you will have a guide on the price range. So let's go for more example. Next, we go to Bayern Vilas, which is District 26, Lentor Plain, and they also transacted recently about May 2022. This is also twinnies to me because they all look the same. At 1,615 square feet, I think that this definitely is not brand new. I don't think it's very livable. I think that this is livable with some renovations needed. It was transacted at 2,100 per square feet, $3.4 million. Now we go to the east side. District 16 is OCR. Limau Grove, which is just transacted in June 2022. The most entry level is a terrace. This is 1,680 square feet. And it's also twinnies. They all look the same. By now, you should be an expert to know whether is this livable or is this very livable. To me, this is livable, which you still need a bit of renovation. This was sold at 2,290 per square feet at 3.85 million. So what you have learned here, livable plus very livable properties is around 2001 to 2003 per square feet. Let's move on to older conditions. I do not know how to pronounce this. I call it Parbury Avenue. Also transacted near April, and the land size is 1,740 square feet. You can see that the condition is old. With this kind of condition, usually buyer will need to spend at least 200,000 to renovate the whole place. And some buyers prefer to tear the whole thing down and rebuild into brand new terrace to live in. And make a guess how much it is sold at. 3 million, which is 1,720 per square feet. While I was researching, I saw this also old landed. It was transacted at a super undervalued price. Let's see. This is in Serangoon Garden Estate, District 19, Northeast area. And transacted recently in May. You can see that this is a one-story landed in old condition, and the car super power lor.
Hey, let's see whether the Lambo still there or not. Okay, let's go and see. Let's go. 转了转了. Wow, it's really there leh.
This land is 1,840 square feet. It was sold for 2 million only leh. Although the previous landed is 2-story, it's also in old condition. It's transacted at 1,007 per square feet. Someone only bought for 1,100. It's really super undervalued, because usually for old landeds, it's around 1,600 to 1,700 per square feet. So this is just a one-off transaction. Maybe it's bought by related party. I'm not very sure, but at this price, is super undervalued, and you can make so much money out from this property. Let me show you how. Let's see how much is a brand new terrace selling in the same place. And I saw this in the same street, same size.
This one just transacted, but haven't finished.
And it was sold at 4.75 million, which is near to 2,600 per square feet. And now you should know how to make money from the old landed. The old landed was just recently transacted at only 2 million. To build a brand new property, the construction cost should be around 1.3 to 1.4 million. You add up, it's only 3.4 million. And let's put in another 10% for error for miscellaneous costs. That will be only 3.75 million for a brand new landed. Currently, there are people selling at 4.75, which means you will make $1 million in 3 years. Because you can only sell in 3 years to avoid seller stamp duty ma. But the 2 million old landed is really a one-off transaction. An old landed is around 1,600 to 1,700 per square feet, which works out to be 2.8 million based on this land size. So let's say you buy the old landed at 2.8 million. Put in another 1.4 million for construction costs. That will give you 4.2 million. Add in some errors, some miscellaneous costs, maybe add up to about 4.5 million. If you are doing this for own stay, it's still cheaper than what you can get directly from the developer, currently selling at 4.8 million. Next, we want to see how much income do you need to get the maximum loan to buy a landed terrace in Singapore. Based on this table, it also depends on your age. Based on the income stated here, it's based on your age, assuming $1,000 commitment, 55% TDSR, and 3.5% stress test by the bank. Even for old landed properties, how much should you be making in order to get the max loan? The old landed properties roughly at about 2.75 million. If you are lesser than 35 years old, you still need about 18,600 income. This 18,600 can be husband and wife combined income, each earning about 9,000 plus. If you are going to buy in one name, your income alone must be 18,600 in order to buy this landed property on your own. If you are 45 years old, you need about 23,500. So the cuter you are, at the age of 50, you need 28,600 per month. If you buy this old landed property, you can't stay in. You still need another 100, 200,000 spare funds in order to renovate the place before you can stay. Next, let's go for something very livable and see how much income do you need. Very livable terrace is about 3.75 million. Same thing, it depends on your age, and this is the income needed to buy this landed property. And how about brand new? At 4.75 million, minimum income, you need to have 30 to almost 50,000 income. Let's look at the overall table. And lastly, not only you need to have high income, you also need to find out what is the down payment. For old landed property at 2.75 million, you will need a down payment of 787,000. To buy very livable landed property at 3.75 million, you need a down payment of 1.077 million. Lastly, for brand new at 4.75 million, you need to have a down payment of 1.367 million. This amount can be cash and CPF add together. You need so much down payment, so much income to be able to own one landed property in Singapore. A lot of my one-to-one members who engage me to help them to buy landed properties, their profile are usually high income earners. Recently, I have seen like pilots, lawyers, a principal of the school. I also have a rule of buying landed is if both of you, husband and wife, don't have a combined income of more than 20,000, it's very difficult to buy a landed property because the money installment can be $8,000 to $10,000 a month. One of your spouse total income is used to pay the money installment of the lender. That's why you need to have at least combined income of $20,000. And based on the down payment, to buy something livable is at least $1 million. You will know that this is not their first property. They have buy, sell, at least 1-2 rounds before they can afford a landed property. Let me summarize whether can everyone buy a landed property in Singapore. You need to have high income. So you need to work towards having high income. Number 2, you need to buy, sell at least 1-2 rounds of investment property before you have this kind of down payment, 1 million down payment to buy a landed property in Singapore. Usually if you do it right, your age will be around 40 to 45 years old, which is still a very good time for you to buy a landed property. And guys, this is just OCR Terrace. And if you like this landed series, I will continue to do OCR Semi-D, OCR Bungalow. The next level, City Fringe Terrace, Semi-D and Bungalow, and then later we will have Core Region Terrace, Semi-D and Bungalow. Do help me to like this video right now and subscribe to my channel so that you will not miss out any landed videos. See you in my next landed video.